Welcome back, family, friends, and fans. It's Karma Lately, and it's day 4 of Vlogmas 2020. I am so excited. This is my first Vlogmas. I'm really excited also because today I'm going to be doing something that I really enjoy doing that I don't get to do on this channel. And as many of you know, I like making dolls, and I've made some dolls in the past. I'm no longer doing them as a business, but I do enjoy making dolls, and I wanted to show you guys how to make a gingerbread man, since we are in the season of Christmas and everyone loves to get a gingerbread house and gingerbread man for the holidays. I wanted to show you guys how to make one, and we're not going to make it from paper. We're not going to make it from clay. We're not going to make it from cookies. We are going to make it with fabric. And I decided that I wanted to use some felt and felt-like fabric for this project. So the first thing that I always do when I'm going to create a doll is I start my plan of action. So since I don't have a sharpener right now, and I do have a pencil, I am too lazy to get up, as you guys already know. So I like to work with what I have. So I've got this Prismacolor brown, dark brown marker. And if I make any mistakes, who cares? It's not a big deal. I'm really not afraid of making mistakes. And I think that's something really important when you're going to be crafting or making anything, doing art as a business. Even though I am a perfectionist, I allow myself to make mistakes because that's the balance that we have to have. So anyway, the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to mark where the middle of my paper is, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm not going to fold the paper all together. I just want to get that one spot, and then I'm going to mark it with my marker. So now I've got that. Now I know where the middle is, and this is where I want to work from. So I'm just going to make a simple gingerbread man. I'm only going to make one piece. I'm actually not going to do should I? Let me think. Well, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to draw him first, and then I'm going to make his separate pieces for his body. I'm going to cut them out separately, but I'm going to draw him first completely. So I'm going to use this dot to create my circle. And technically, let me see, do I want him bigger than that? I think I want a bigger head. Okay. I'm only going to do one side, and I'm going to be working from the middle. And obviously, if I had a pencil, my mom always says in Spanish, el vago trabaja doble. The lazy person always works double. And I think I've said it before on this channel, because I'm sure there have been other times that I've been too lazy to get up. But it's just like, it's so much, like, it's a lot of work just setting up sometimes. Setting up all the tools that I need, and the lighting, and the camera, and positioning the stand and all this, and I'm just like, I gotta figure it out. So I actually feel comfortable with the dimensions on this side. Now you might be asking yourself, well, why is she only doing one side? The reason I'm only doing one side, guys, is because, and this is a good time to just make sure all your corners are the way you want them, and round it out evenly the way you want them. So The reason that I'm only doing one side is because I never get, when I'm freehanding, I never get one side the same as the other. Like this side over here is never going to be like this one. And this side of the head is not going to be like this one. And this side is not going to be like this one. So what I'm going to do, which is the reason why I wanted to make sure that I had the middle. So we already have our middle. We're just going to let that first middle part guide us. And you can fold the whole thing in the beginning if you like. That's totally fine. Actually, I'm gonna fold it this way. I hope you guys like this activity. I think it's fun. So now we're going to cut. He's kind of skinny. And his limbs are a little extra, his legs are like extra fat. And even though it doesn't look like they're the same size, it's the reason why they don't is because this has a marker on it. So when you flip it over, oh, the marker went through. But yeah, it's the exact same size on both parts. And then I'm just going to level out the top of the head a little bit. I think I'm comfortable with it actually. I think I just want to make the waistline a little bit bigger. And so now I have some craft paper. I'm going to pin this down. So right now I feel like I'm comfortable with the head. The reason why it's making me feel a little awkward is because the waist is so small. So I am just going to bring out the waist a little bit here. All right, I don't know how this is gonna look. And if the changes are not good, then I'm just gonna flip over the cardstock and I'm going to change it. I feel good about it, but gosh. So now I'm going to fold my gingerbread. I think it's folded in half. I hope it's, hold on. Let me just check something here. Well, this is what I thought was the middle, but it doesn't matter. So at this point, this side doesn't matter if it doesn't cut right. It's whatever's on this side that counts. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's hope that this works, guys. And here goes nothing. Okay. Hey, he's cute. I like it. All right, I'm pleased with my gingerbread man. See, the other side was off. It wasn't. But as long as I have one side that I'm happy with, that's all I need. And then it works. So I'm just gonna cut this little weird part out. We are ready. Now that we have our pattern, we're gonna set that off to the side and we're gonna start looking at our fabric. Premium felt, 12 inches by 18 inches. Oh, this is almost making me want to do the gingerbread man even bigger, but I'm not going to. Where's my gingerbread man? Where are you, gingerbread? So this is actually perfect. Well, first we're going to fold our fabric. We can cut off the arms. I'm going to put this on another cardstock. We can cut off the arms and never cut the original pattern. But anyway, I would put it on another cardstock and I would cut off this arm, and the legs. So I'm just tracing the pattern on the cardstock and cutting off just the arms and the legs. And if you wanted to, you could cut off the head as well. But I'm just doing the arms and the legs. See, oh, and I still have my pattern. So never cut up your original pattern because that's not what you want to do. So now I can save felt. See, now I can save felt and not spend more than I need. And I can use it like this. So here I'm just placing all the pieces and securing them with pins so they don't move, and tracing all around the felt with my brown marker, and also leaving a little bit of maybe like at least 1/4 of an inch or a little bit less all around where I traced, and cutting that, leaving a little bit when you cut, making sure you have a little bit of fabric left over to secure the stitch. Now you're going to sew all the way around except for one side. That's the side you leave open. Highlight all of your openings with chalk or a marker. So we're going to sew all the way around and leave this open. Same, all the way around and leave this open. Okay, so I brought my handy dandy sewing machine, and now I'm going to start. And I'm going to start from the opening, leaving this part open, starting from here so I can go all the way around up to here. Let me thread the machine, obviously, and decide what color thread you're going to want. I think I'm just going to use brown for this. Okay, I threaded my machine. The bottom has brown, the top has brown, and now I am back to where we started, which is, oh wait, this is not the piece that I had. This is the piece. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to position my needle right where I want it. And in the entrance where you're going to leave that opening, right in the opening, you want to make sure that you're back spacing, and you'll see why later. So we're going to go forward and then we're going to go back. Why does the machine sound like that? Okay. So we're going to go forward. Oh, what the hell is wrong with the machine right now? So this is a perfect example. The machine was making weird sounds and it wasn't threaded properly. That's why it was making a weird sound. And I love that about this machine. And I'm sure most of them are like this, but this is the machine that I got experience with. So What I love about it is that it lets me know when something's off. Everything has to be aligned and balanced in order for the machine to work properly. So you want to make sure everything is normal. Now, where were we? We were here, and we were dropping down our needle. So we go forward and then back. And I'm gonna do it, I did it 2 or 3 times. And then just follow the line. I like to pulse the sewing machine when I'm going on a curve, but there's some pros out there that can do it without doing that. For me, it just makes it easier. Back at the opening. So I backspaced a few times. And the reason why you want to make sure you're backspacing where you have your opening is because you're going to be turning this out and you're going to be pulling, and you don't want to pull on a single stitch. So that's why back stitching is so important. So I'm just going to take care of all the pieces first. We're going to start back stitching. And then we're just going to keep doing that for every single piece, where once you have the opening and you've decided where the opening is, start from the opening, back stitch on the first side of the opening and then the other, and then push it off to the side. And I'll show you guys step by step what we're going to do later. I made a little mistake on this one since there wasn't a lot of leftover fabric here. I kind of had to go in, and then I went in here, and this one is a little wonky, but I think I'm gonna leave it with the mistake and hope for the best. And then our final piece, I'm going to pin it down, start from our opening. This is the opening that I marked, so I'm going to start from here as usual with our back stitch. All right, so now that we have this, and I think I'm just going to take off a little excess because felt is very bulky. And now I'm going to turn this out. Now I usually use my chopstick, and I probably will go get it, but in the meantime I'm just going to poke it a little bit with this pencil. Turning it out is actually my favorite part of the process, but if you're new to this, it could be frustrating. Just don't be forceful, be patient, and don't give up. firmly but gently start pushing it out. There you go. All right. Now let's push out. Okay. Okay. And now off camera, I'm going to do this for each and every single piece. And I'll be right back. Now that I have stuffed everything, I have all my shapes and they're all stuffed. Now I am going to, yeah, this is what our gingerbread man is starting to look like. So now I am going to get my needle and I'm going to get some thread from the bottom. I'm going to hand stitch, and I want to show you the type of stitch that I'm going to do. Please don't quote me because the names of these stitches I don't remember all the time. I think I'm going to be showing you a lateral stitch. If it's not a lateral stitch when you compare it to another YouTuber or to Google, whatever Google tells you, just know that whatever I'm doing is the one that you need to do. I don't know offhand exact. I might be right though, but I could also be wrong. So not too certain of the name of it, but I am just certain of the technique of it. So I got my knots. I'm using a brown, and I'm going to start by just tucking in these pieces and I'm going to tuck it in. It's better to like use your thumb to shove it in, fold it in, and now I'm going to squeeze. Now I'm going to dig into the corner sideways, the very corner to the right. And I'm weird in that I can only do this from right to left. I can't do this from left to right. As you can see, we have our knot here. I'm just gonna tuck my knot in, especially this one, it was so messy. And now this is how I do my stitch. I start from the bottom and then I go to the top. You see that I'm doing like a sideways stitch and then I pull. I believe it's supposed to become invisible eventually, so let's just see if I'm doing it correctly. But you can see I'm doing it sideways, then pull. Some people like the stitches to show all over, and that's cute too. Don't get me wrong. I like the effect that gives as well. But in this case, I want to do an invisible vibe. And Just going in sideways, and I think this is going to be the last one. No, not really. It is not. So top to then the bottom, in between, like the gap is in between. I think I messed this one up. It was almost good, perfect. And guys, I'm not a master with the hand stitching, guys. I'm not. Then I'm gonna take it down to this corner here. Ooh, this one stood open. Let's see. Let's see if I could tuck this in. And this is a thicker needle too. So if it's easier for you. Now I'm just going to do a quick tuck on top, and then I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through this loop here, and that's a knot. And if you want to make another knot, you can just insert the needle in that corner, go through the loop, pull, and now I've secured a knot, and now one arm is done. It's not too bad. It's almost invisible. Not quite, but it's not very visible, which is good. So I'm going to do that to all of these and to this section of the body. So I'll be right back. Okay. So now all the pieces are ready, and I am going to show you guys part 2 tomorrow. For day 5, we are going to join our gingerbread man and decorate our gingerbread man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's just take a look. Let's just take a quick sneak peek as to how our gingerbread man is starting to look. Take a sneak peek. So the gingerbread man could have been fatter. I'll admit that. But this is what the pattern making process is about. You have to try out your pattern, see what adjustments you'd like to make to it, and then keep working on your craft. It's not going to be perfect the first time. But tomorrow, I promise I'm going to make him look a lot better and healthier, and I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Don't forget to share your videos, your gingerbread man with me. I'd love to post it and shout you out in my next video.